Shalom, this is Levi Shore. Welcome back to Sweet Good Torah. So we're going to learn the Haftorah today from Parsha Shoftim, and it's on Yeshaya. It starts in chapter 51 of Isaiah, starts at Pasuk 12, verse 12, and it speaks about an amazing topic that's very relevant today. So one of the main themes is do not fear the antisemites, do not fear like all the people that hate the Jewish people and are attacking us, that Hashem is all powerful. And this amazing idea of Tzion, that Zion is my people. And it's the only place in the whole Torah where Hashem refers to the Jewish people with Tzion. All right, so we're going to start, we're going to get amazing commentary today from Rabbi Shimon Schwab. This is commentary on Yeshaya, on Isaiah, and it's chapter 51:12. If you want to look it up, let me see if I can find it. And let me bring this up on the screen and we'll take a look at it. All right, so it begins here and it says, Anochi, 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 Anochi. And it's very interesting. It says, I am, I am. And this is the concept, Hashem saying, I am who I am. That Hashem is this infinite being. He has not changed through all of history. The creation is just his creation. Time and space are just his creations. And that he is all powerful. And it says, Hu menachemchem. Hashem is saying this all-powerful being, he's the one who comforts you. So miyat vetiri me enosh yamus. Like, what is it that's making you, what is making you so afraid? It's like, are you afraid of a man who will die? Umi ben Adam, or a son of man, chatzir yinasein, or just people who are like grass. This grass grows very quickly and it withers. And so the lifespan of people is very short. So Hashem's saying, like, I am, this infinite being. I am the one comforting you. Do not fear the people that hate you. So Rabbi Schwab here, he says, amazing commentary. He says, Anochi, Anochi, hu menachemchem. Says, I am I who is your comforter. It says the musical trope, the musical notes that we read in the Torah is a darga severe on the word anochi, anochi. And this indicates that they form one unit, one phrase. I am who I am. I, Hashem, am the same one who took you out of Mitzrayim, who took you out of Egypt, and who menachemchem. I am the comforter. It is I who will comfort you and bring the final gula, the final redemption. So in a variation that some take this as I am who I am, ever existing, unchanging, timeless, and it is this that should give you comfort. And here Rabbi Shimon Schwab quotes Rabbi Julius Hirsch. It says that, so mi'at v'tiri me enosh yamus. Who are you that you would fear man who will die? Who are you that would fear Enosh, a weak mortal human being, who himself is destined to die? Umi ben Adam chatzir yinasein. Or even from an Adam, a powerful man, what is there to fear? He too is merely a mortal, who is born, lives, and dies, just as simple vegetation. He blossoms today and is gone tomorrow. What lasting power does he have? So long as it is I, the unchanging and everlasting, Anochi, Anochi, that has promised you eventual redemption, you have nothing to fear as a nation. So these are part of the Shiva Nechemta, the 7 comforting Haftorahs that we read after Tisha B'Av. And so we'll go on to the next pasuk here. And it says, V'tishkach Hashem osecha. And this is one of the main points. And this is what's really been causing us all of our problems, our tzara in history. And it says, have you forgotten Hashem, your maker? Right? How can we forget Hashem? Hashem, notesh shamayim v'yotzed aretz. Hashem, who has stretched out the heavens and is founded, made the earth firm. Like Hashem has created everything that exists. How can we possibly forget Hashem? How can we live in this world where there's these atheists? I mean, how is it possible to deny Hashem's existence? So v'tishkach Hashem, you have forgotten Hashem. So Rabbi Schwartz, Rabbi Schwab, he says, you have forgotten that Hashem is behind everything that is happening to you, Hashem is sending you a message by causing your enemies to hate you and want to destroy you. So this is a very deep idea that why is all the anti-Semitism, rising up? Why are the anti-Semites, why they hate us so much? And what Rabbi Schwab's saying here, that what Isaiah is saying, what Isaiah is saying is that anti-Semitism is coming to remind us that Hashem, is our God, that Hashem can protect us, and that Hashem wants us to ask for his help. He wants us to pray for his help. He wants that connection with us. Now, here's a very fascinating idea. It says, Osecha, your maker. But this is in the present tense. Hashem is still making you. Everything that happens to Israel, the Jewish people, is directed by Hashem to educate his people. Just as Notesh Shemayim v'Yotzei Ares, just as Hashem is constantly spreading out the heavens and establishing the earth, all of creation exists only because Hashem wants it to exist. So does Yisrael's troubles, and they only happen when Hashem wants these things to happen. So all these people that are rising up against us, all the tragedies that we face throughout history, this is making us into a great people. This is through this pain and suffering. It has a purpose. It's not for nothing. It's elevating us spiritually. It's bringing us closer to Hashem. And it's making us into this great people that one day will become the Or Lagoyim, that will become the light to the nations, will teach the wisdom of the Torah to the whole world. And all these events are not by chance, but they're creating this very holy people with this great mission in the world. So Notesh Shemayim v'Yotzei Aretz, who spreads out the heavens and establishes the earth. Besides this direct meaning, describing Hashem's almightiness, this has an additional meaning that Hashem in heaven is manipulating the events on earth towards the goal of establishing it as a place where his Shekhinah, where his divine presence will be able to live. So our Chachamim, our Torah sages, they tell us, Iker Shekhinah b'taktonim, that the main presence, the main place of the Shekhinah, the main place of the divine presence of Hashem is on earth. This is from Bereshit Rabbah 1913. So every other religion, it speaks of a hereafter, to which we, of course, also subscribe. But additionally, it's also true that eventually the main manifestation of Hashem's presence, the Shekhinah, will be here on earth. Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, is the physical land here on earth. Mashiach will be on the earth. The Beis HaMikdash, the third temple, will be on the earth in Jerusalem. The Techiyas HaMesim, the resurrection of the dead, this will happen on earth. And the ultimate purpose of the Jewish people is to make the whole world aware of the existence of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Therefore, to bring the Shekhinah down to earth, it is for this ultimate purpose that the Kadosh Baruch Hu is directing the events of the earth. So we have this concept of Olam Hazeh, the way the world is now, but all of world history, everything we're doing, all learning, all the Torah we're learning, all the mitzvahs we're doing, all the Gemilas Chasadim, the acts of kindness we're doing, is to really transform this world, Olam Hazeh, into Olam Haba, into the world that's coming, but it's coming into the physical world. So our goal is to bring the spirituality, to bring the Ruchnius into the Gashmias, into the physical world, elevate the physical world, so that one day it'll be so holy that Hashem Shekhinah can return to the Kodesh HaGadoshim, the Holy of the Holies, in the temple, on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. All right, so then it goes on, and we'll read the next pasuk here in Yeshaya. Let me see. And it says, Mihar tzoeh l'chi paseach. And then it says, V'lo yamus l'shachas v'lo yachsar lachmo. All right, so what does this mean? So what it's saying here is, it's saying that the wanderer, he hurries to become unfettered, like he wants to be free, but he will not die in the grave pit, nor will his bread be lacking. All right, so what does Rabbi Schwab say? So he says, "V'tipached tamid kol yom mifnei chama tametzi." Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go around. I missed. We had to go to the next verse here. Okay, so go to the next pasuk. So then it says, so says you live right. You live all your day in constant fear, constant dread because of the rage of the oppressor. So all day, v'tifachei tamid, you're scared kol hayom, all the day, mifnei Hamas hameitzik, because of the fear, the rage, because of the anger of the oppressor. Like all these anti-Semites, like they're so angry and they're upset at the Jewish people. Like why, shouldn't affect us at all. Why do we care? Okay, they're angry, they hate us. Why do we care? So Rabbi Schwab he says here, "V'tifachei tamid kol hayom mifnei Hamas hameitzik." Therefore, you are afraid all the day of the fury, the hate, the anger of the oppressor. You fear your enemy. You are constantly afraid of your enemy's fury, his anger, as if it is the enemy who decides to destroy you. But this is short-sighted and misdirected. The Meitzik, the oppressor, really has no say in the matter. It is a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He. He is using your enemies. So He's the one. Hashem's using Hamas, Hezbollah. He uses criminals to serve His purpose. Our Chachamim, they say, Megalgalin zechus al yedei zakai, v'chova al yedei chayav. Like basically Hashem makes good things happen through good people, and Hashem makes bad things happen through bad people. That's from Shabbos 32a. And then once again it says, V'tishkach Hashem osecha. Because why are all these things happening? You have forgotten Hashem, your maker. Who is really behind your enemy's plans to destroy you? Therefore, get at the root of your problems and focus your attention on Hashem, and try to determine why He is orchestrating your enemy's plans to destroy you. Do not fear your enemies. Rather, fear your own shortcomings and failings in the eyes of Hashem, for it is this that is causing the enemies to hate you. In the converse, the message is simple. V'tishkach Hashem osaka. If you forget about Hashem, your maker, then v'tifachei tamid kol yom mifnei Hamas hameitzik. Then the more you forget about Hashem, then you will have every reason to be in constant fear of your enemy and kasher konein l'chashkis, and his plans to destroy you. So while the Navi, the prophet Isaiah, he's speaking to his contemporaries who feared the Assyrians, his message is also for the ages. He foresees the same thing happening at the time of the Babylonians, the Greeks, the Romans, the Crusaders, the Khmelnytsky massacres of the 17th century, Nazi Germany. He's also speaking to us at the present time, when the hatred of the Arab world is focused not only against Eretz Israel, not only against the land of Israel, but against all of the Jewish people. So let's go on here to the next pasuk. So then it says, so mihart soeh lechi paseach. So quickly the crouching one is freed. V'lo yamus l'shachas v'lo yechsor lachmo. He is not cut down and killed, and he will not want for food. Okay, so what are we worried about every day? What are we stressed out every day? So Rabbi Schwab says, so v'ayeh Hamas hameitzik. Where is the fury of the oppressor? Your enemies, Hashem's instruments, have come and gone throughout history. But the nation of Yisrael, the nation of Israel, is very much alive. So this Nevuah tells us that rather than focusing only on the threat, which comes and goes in different forms, we should direct our main efforts on trying to determine the causes of the threat. So the Soah, the wanderer, to move about from place to place. At Soah Zonah. You roam like a harlot. So this is from Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah 2:20. So here is a description of a homeless exile who wanders from place to place. And what is he trying to do? Lechi paseach. He's trying to become open, become free. He wants to live in the free world. He wants to be free of it all, independent. So the Navi, the prophet, saying here, reassuringly and soothingly, that the Gullus may be long, the exile may be long, and it's understandable that the wandering Jewish nation will be in a hurry to become free of its exile's chains, the chains of the exile, for fear that it'll be destroyed in the exile. Nevertheless, he assures the nation here that it will never become extinguished, no matter how long the exile. V'lo yamus l'shachas v'lo yechsor lachmo. But he will not die in the grave pit, nor will his bread be lacking. The Jewish nation will not be destroyed in its exile, nor will be lacking bread. Then what's the bread? The Torah teachers and leaders to teach and sustain its people during these long and difficult years. Right, so then Hashem says here, it says, Va'anochi Hashem Elokecha. It says, I am the eternal, I am Hashem your God. Roga Hayam. I stir up the seas, V'yechemu Galav, into roaring waves. Hashem Tzivakos Shemo. Like Hashem, the master of legions, the legions of angels, like his heavenly army, whose name is Hashem, the master of legions. So let's see what Rabbi Schwab adds to this. He says, so roga, calm and tranquil. So zos hamargeya. So this is tranquility. Throughout history, powerful waves, world conquerors have reared up and roared for a time, only to be becalmed later when their time was up. The power that is behind all this rising and falling has a name. Hashem Tzivakos Shemo. It is Hashem, the master of legions, throughout history has been controlling the ups and downs of these hosts, the great armed forces of these powerful world conquerors who have done so much harm to the Jewish people. And it is Hashem Tzivakos who is here assuring the Jewish people that no matter the powerful waves throughout history, Israel will never cease to exist as a nation. Lo yamus l'shachas v'lo yexar lachmu.
You're not making me fight that.
All right, so let's go on here to the next verse, and it says, "Va'asem devarai beficha," like I put my words in your mouth, u'vitzel yadi kisosicha, and I've sheltered you with the shadow of my hand. So lean toa shemayim v'lisod aretz, I who have planted the skies, like stretched out the heavens, and made firm the earth. Le'mor Tzion, ami ata, and I say to my people Tzion, to Zion, you are my people, ami ata, you are my nation. This is a really beautiful idea here. So it says, Rabbi Schwab says that, what does this mean? I place my word in your mouth. This could mean that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He, says that He places word in the mouth of the Navi Yeshaya, of Isaiah the prophet, to make it known to us. However, Hashem put His word in your mouth, most probably refers to the Torah that Hashem gave to the Jewish people to discuss, to learn, and to teach. Uvitzel yadi kisi sicha, and I've covered you with the shade of my hand. Notwithstanding the many powers that have tempted to destroy you throughout the ages, I have protected you from being destroyed as a nation. Lean toa shemayim v'lisod aretz, to plant, to stretch out the heaven, and to make firm the earth. So here we have a slight variation of the earlier phrase, no teshemayim v'yosed aretz. So I'm sure this means to plant heaven and to make firm the earth. Before he said stretched out the heaven. So before it said no teshemayim v'yosed aretz. So where the subject was HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Here, however, the subject is the Jewish people. Yisrael is being told by Hashem that the reason and the purpose for which He is protecting them and preserving them through the ages is to plant heaven here on earth and to thereby place the earth on a firm foundation. The purpose of the Jewish people is to enlighten the world with the knowledge and the existence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to cause Him to be universally recognized and His moral law to be accepted by all mankind, and to place the earth on a firm footing. Without such universal recognition and acceptance of Hashem and His moral law, the future of mankind would be on very shaky ground indeed. The opposite of lisod aretz. Our Chachamim say, Iker Shechina B'Taktonim, the main presence of God is on earth, as we said before in Breshis Rabbah 19:13. So this idea is the main purpose of the Beis HaMikdash, of the temple, and its avoda, its service. It is Yisrael's historic mission. It is Israel's historic mission to make Hashem's presence here on earth. And then he says, V'leimor l'Tzion ami ata, and say to Tzion, say to Zion, you are my people. Hashem will say of the inhabitants of Tzion, you are my people. Alternatively, Hashem will say to Tzion, using Tzion as a name for the Jewish people, as the simple meaning of the verse indicates. In fact, the Midrash tells us that the meaning of the verse, so Amar Rebbe Chanina bar Papa, Chazarnu al kol hamikra, as Rebbe Chanina bar Papa says, we have searched through all of the written Torah. V'lo matzinu makom shenikru Yisrael Tzion, and found that the only place that Yisrael, that Israel, the Jewish people, it's called Tzion, is this pasuk here in Yeshaya, is this pasuk here in Isaiah. And it says, "V'chechan matzino kan v'leimor l'Tzion ami ata," and to say, Tzion, you are my people. So when the earth is finally on firm footing, and Kadosh Baruch Hu is universally recognized by all mankind, he will look at Yisrael, and by then firmly establish in Tzion and say, Tzion, you are now truly worthy of being called my people, for you have accomplished my purpose. So we see like all this rising hate and anti-Semitism, and we see here the solution. And the solution's been with us for thousands of years. Knowing, right, and remembering that Hashem is our God, right, and know He's an infinite being, all-powerful, nothing can stand up against Him. All this hatred is only pushing us to do, what Hashem wants us to do. It's to learn the Torah, do the mitzvos, gamilas chasadim, acts of kindness, and to spread these great teachings of wisdom to the entire world. And then we can transform the world. We can plant the heavens onto the earth, and we can get all to those beautiful prophecies, the nevuah of like global peace and the golden age of mankind, and transform Olam Hazeh, this world, into Olam Haba, the world to come. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you back again soon on Sweet and Good Torah.